So, hello, Francesco. How is everything?
All good. Very tiring this period of time because we have to prepare a tour and also we are working on other stuff with Windrose, so it's pretty tiring, but it's cool. It's a good moment.
It's a good moment. It's tiring, but you're working with what you love, probably, right?
I mean, we are preparing a tour in October that will be probably the biggest tour that we ever joined, and we want to give an experience to the guests, like 100%, even if we don't have much time, but we will do our best.
Yes, I'm certainly you will, and the fans will certainly enjoy it. So, you're the true original dwarven metal band. Like you guys started it all, right? And I don't even know if there are other dwarven metal bands out there. You guys are amazing, and you have a mix of power metal and folk metal with orchestration in your music. So, where did this idea of the dwarves come from?
This idea comes from let's say, 2015, 2014, because we were composing the new album, Wardens of the West Wind, at that time that was released in 2015. In that album, there is a song that is called The Breed of Durin, and this song had a total different approach, and the tempo was different. Even the overall result was different from the other songs. So we say, you know what, this song came from nothing like this, but it's actually very cool. So let's see where if we follow this path, where it goes, where it will bring us. It was our best choice, to be honest.
Yes, and it's an original one too, because there's lots of folk metal bands out there and lots of power metal bands out there. But I guess this mix that you guys have, especially with the vocal lines that you have,
Yeah.
it's very unique and very good. And it makes you feel like dancing around, jumping around because it's happy music, at least
Thank you.
where I see it, right? And
Thank you
I'm
very
betting
much.
it's great to be at your concert with a beer in your hand and just
Yeah.
right enjoying yourself.
I don't know. I should watch myself from outside, from no, I mean, for the other person perception, probably they have a lot of fun in our show, because we don't take us too much serious. When we are live, we want to have fun. We want to, we play with the crowd, but always be in a character. We are not going to break the character, like saying too much bullshit, let's say, because we didn't like. Even when we were doing Diggy Diggy All, there was many ideas of sketches to put in the middle of the song. We didn't want to be super silly, because there are a lot of bands doing this, and there is nothing bad about this. But in my opinion, we wanted to give more the image of a serious band,
Yeah.
because at the end, our music is not just Diggy Diggy Hole or party songs. There is a lot of music that deserves to be listened, let's say.
Yeah, and I would like to ask you about this whole characters that you have, being dwarves on stage for the crowd, and how does it come along, creating the costume, and because creating a character is not as easy as just saying, "Oh, I want to be a dwarf," and yeah, here I am a dwarf on stage. So how's that process?
Okay, let's say that we take inspiration from the imaginary of like Lord of the Rings or Warhammer for the costumes. We just try to make, the impact, the visual impact that you have when you see us live, the best that we can, because it's something that it's important, especially in the era of social medias. You have just 3 4 seconds to impress someone and convince him or her to stay on your content and watch it and listen to the song. So in my opinion, the image that you have is very important. It's crucial sometimes. We just, make requests to factories that do this for LARP to collaborate with us, and together we find the best solution for the live shows.
Oh, I see. And so your new album is coming out on the 4th of October, right? Via Napalm Records. It's called
Yes.
Trollslayer, right? So I was listening to the album, and it's impossible to stay still when you're listening to it. You have to jump around, dance around, do whatever, you know. How was the writing process for all such party anthems, even though there is a slower, more brooding song at the end? But it's most of it is just happy stuff. So how do you guys write the music?
So we usually work together, me, Claudio, and Federico. So we have vocals, me, and we have the guitar player and the keyboard player. And we used to compose the whole music, We start from the orchestral parts, and then we go for the guitars. And then at the end, I already have, while I'm in the process, of creating music, I already had an idea of what to put as vocals. So when it's my turn, I just go in the studio and I record, the final vocals. They usually suit 100%, with the music. So this is the process. I mean, it's very simple. We just write the whole music and then we write the vocals and lyrics. Most of them in this album, they are not all party songs. They are maybe faster than the previous one, because the previous one was written during pandemic, so there was not much to be happy and laugh about. I mean, we were in a different situation, so we didn't felt, the inspiration for make party songs. But in this album, we wanted to celebrate what is the essence, what are the keys of dwarf metal. So we got the keys of dwarf metal from Winter Saga that we already had, and then we got also the serious part and the heavy part of Warfront, and then it's how Trollslayer happened.
And how is producing this elaborate work? Because there's a lot of layers there, but nothing gets buried. Like we can hear the vocals, we can hear the guitars, we can hear the melodic line of the synth or keys or whatever, and the drums are there. Pounding and pounding drums are very important for dwarvish stuff, right? So it always makes me think of the drums from the deep. I always think of that when I hear heavy drumming in songs like that. It takes me to my Tolkien literature. So how is the production process for you guys? It can't be too easy to not hide stuff.
Mix and master is made by Lasse Lammert. There is a guy that also make a lot of bands, with the big names. Usually he send us a first version of it, and then I'm in charge to make all the changes in the mix and master.
Oh,
because the others send me some ideas that they have, if they don't like something or if they want more effect or more volume on something, and I put all these changes together, and that's it. I mean, I try to make my best to make a good album.
It is really good. So the fans, they can already hear your single, but it's very much everything is there, but it's not hidden, because I hear a lot of, especially folk metal albums, they have a lot of stuff. And I think the human ear can only hear so much, can only pick up so much. And sometimes there's just too many layers and buries some of the stuff. And this doesn't happen with your album. And I think that's to your credit. That's why I was asking about it.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of stuff. I mean, if you will listen to it, let's say an instrumental version or orchestral version, you will hear a lot of stuff. But the thing is that the mix is made. I mean, for some songs we arrive even to the version number 10. I mean, we just spend a lot of time balancing everything even the smaller details for us is important. So we try to do our best in this, because at the end you can have good costumes, you can have good social contents, but the most important thing remains the music, you know.
Yeah, that's true. So, your live performance, as we've already said, you guys wear costumes and all that. There's a tour coming up. So you were talking in the beginning of how of putting together the new show. So can you talk about how it's going to be, or is it a complete surprise for your fans out there? Because you're touring in support of your album, and you're touring with with
Powerwolf,
Powerwolf and Hammerfall. It's gonna be.
yes.
I would like to see that tour. You know.
Yeah, it's a big tour. We don't have much time because we have just 35 minutes, but we are implementing on the technical side. We are improving stuff, so it will be more efficient, our work on stage. But obviously, the people listening to the crowd will not recognize any difference in this. And we are also improving the lights and props on stage. There will be not much changes for this tour because obviously we have a limited time and limited space. But for the headliner tour, I think there will be a good improvement.
Yeah, and you just played Finland, right, in the festival season. In Vasa, I think you played. I don't know if you played another city,
Now
but
in June, we played Just Vasa.
just Vasa. Yeah. So how did you guys like Finland? How do you like playing there?
To be honest, I thought the first time that I went there some years ago, I thought that it was not probably our crowd because the people there, I mean, needed some time to know us, you know. But this time that we came back there after many years, we can totally say that it was a pleasure. I mean, we saw a lot of people there and they were all singing our songs. So I love Finnish people. I mean, they are very polite usually. They are not like Italians. Sometimes Italians are too much. Point. I mean, yeah, I mean, they are too much. They take too much confidence, and they come to you and they do stuff and they say stuff. Finnish people is always polite and respectful, so I like them.
No, that's great. So I'm glad you enjoyed Finland this time around, and you have played with Finnish bands like Ensiferum, right? And
Yes.
you toured with them
Yeah.
2 years ago before the pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, Enciferum now they are big friends of us. I consider them big friends, like brothers to me, because I mean, we had so many adventures together. We started to play together in 2015. We made like 7, 8 gigs in 2015. Then we played in Japan together in a tour, and then they proposed to us in 2018 to make a tour with them, the European tour. To us, it gave a lot of visibility because it was like 37 gigs in 40 days. I mean, like 3 days off. I mean, it was a lot of days. And in that tour, we had also the opportunity to know the actual manager of Windrose, Maurizio Iacono, that is the singer of Cataclysm and Ex Dio. It was an important part of our career for sure.
Yeah, and I guess touring, I hear a lot from musicians that sometimes you get like to tour with bands that barely speak to you because it's a tour, you've been hired by someone to do a tour, and there are some bands that will barely speak to you. They're not there to make friends and they're just there to work. And I see how important it is to actually get along well and make friends with the people you're touring with, right?
I mean, obviously, the first tour with Ensiferum, now we are talking about them, I can say, but the first tour with Ensiferum was a little bit, a struggle, even in the social, part, because you have to understand that you are the headliner. You are a part of the history of metal, okay? We were the new kids in town, no? I mean, the new kids in the school. So, I mean, it's normal that sometimes there could be something that is not cool, or something that happened that makes you, feel like, why this? At the end, in my opinion, it's part of the process of grow up, of learn how is the music business. And also, in my opinion, we didn't even speak with them too much, even for respect, because uh, you don't know them, and they are usually always in their room, and you have your room. So why should you go there and disturb them? Even because in tour it's very stressing and tiring, and you don't want to disturb people. No, we are all there for work. But at the end, as all the Finnish people is, in the days of drinking together, all the stuff, I mean, from that times we had the chance to become more friends, no, more and more. And now, I mean, we are very good friends.
Thank you very much, Francesco, for doing this wonderful interview with Chaoszine.